Hey bestie, welcome back. Today I want to have a conversation about why you need to have a purpose-driven mindset. Now, you don't actually have to have a purpose-driven mindset, but I find that it is extremely helpful when you are wanting to build a successful business. I'm Amy Walker, your biz bestie, and on this playlist we share tips and advice and just the feminine side of business and what it takes to be a really successful female entrepreneur. Here's why I think it's so important that we have a purpose-driven mindset, because it's really easy as a woman to give up on your dreams. I have a son who's a runner. I am personally not a runner. I believe in running just enough that I can escape someone who is trying to chase me or run away from a bear if I need to. But that's about it when it comes to me and running. But I have a son who is a legit runner, and he runs in what we call his Bane costume, which is where he puts on this weighted vest and he puts on a high altitude mask, and then he runs weighted down with not enough air flowing through his lungs so that when he gets out onto a trail run, he actually can run faster and it feels easier to him. I feel like when I watch him run, sometimes I'm like, that's what it's like trying to be a woman in business. Because as we are running forward towards our goals, we have that additional weight of all the people that we caregive for. As we are trying to get our stamina and our speed and build things up, we also have this filter of self-doubt and imposter syndrome that's consistently not giving us enough oxygen of belief in ourselves. So it is really hard to be successful as a woman in business, and it's really easy to give up on our dreams. And my whole goal from this video is that you see that a little bit differently, and that you can give yourself what you need and shift your thinking into something that's really going to set you up for success. So there's 3 different types of mindsets that I want to talk about today. The first one is the task-driven mindset. In the task-driven mindset, this is kind of more of the way that the world works. We're taught to be task-driven thinkers when we are in school. We're taught it as we're employees, and it's to kind of like look at your day, look at all the things that need to do, and to just start working on tasks. The problem with this is that you, first of all, are prone to feeling like a failure often as a woman in business. Because number one, you cannot ever get all of your to-do list done as a business owner. There's always things that can be done. Plus then you throw in all of your family tasks. Plus then you throw in your household management tasks. Plus then you throw in the pressure to actually do self-care and to take good care of yourself and look good as a woman in business. And all of these different things, it is an impossible role that you will never be able to cross off all of the tasks. When you show up in this type of a mindset every day, what happens is you are constantly spinning your wheels. You are constantly putting in effort, but you don't feel like you're progressing towards where you want to go. And so it feels frustrating, it feels tiring, it feels really draining. And honestly, this is not the way that we create success. This is the way that we maintain where we're at. And so when you're living your life this way, what is happening is today is stealing from tomorrow. So all of your time and effort is going into maintaining where you're at today, and you don't have that time and that space to really work on where you're going in the future. I think you can see why this isn't really a great space to stay in. It sets us up for a lot of burnout. I think this is why so many women struggle with burnout. So let's talk about the next flow, which is being results driven. If you are results driven, now what's happening is instead of focusing on the tasks that need to be done, you are now focused on the results that you are trying to create. Sounds better, still dangerous. So in this space, what I see for a lot of women is that we tie, and I'm so guilty of this, I have so been here. We tie our sense of personal value and our self-worth to our accomplishments. And it works when it's good. You know, like when it's good, we're getting things done, we're accomplishing. But what happens when it's not good? What happens when business slows down, or you enter a winter season of your relationship, or you're experiencing health challenges or family problems or things that are outside of your control that are now hard, and you're used to being able to win and develop your sense of self and satisfaction from the wins, and now you're not winning. Well, having lived it, I will tell you what happened for me is that I really struggled to believe that I was a successful person. And it felt like all the years of success leading up to that short period of struggle, that felt like the lie. And it felt like the truth was, well, maybe this is the truth. Maybe I'm really not a good entrepreneur. Maybe I really don't know what I'm doing. Maybe that was a fluke and I am not going to be able to get myself back on track because my sense of value was tied to my accomplishments. It is not a fun place to be in. Again, it works when you're winning, but what happens when you're not? This is also where lots of imposter syndrome comes in for so many women, where because we can't win all of the time, we feel like our wins are somehow invalid, or maybe we're not really as smart as we think we are. We don't deserve to be in the spaces that we're getting invited into. It's a very dangerous place to be. In this results-driven space, it also makes us constantly feel like we need to do more and more and more and more in order to keep increasing our sense of value and worth. And so again, can lead to burnout. That burnout can be the end of lots of negative patterns for women, and specifically in this one. If you're enjoying this conversation and it's insightful for you, you're learning about yourself, I would love for you to like this video and then also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so that you can get notified every time we release new content. So now we have arrived at the purpose-driven mindset. When you are purpose-driven, you are not aligning yourself with tasks or with results. You are aligning yourself with your divine desires of your heart. Whatever your greatest purpose is here on this earth, and maybe you don't know it yet, but you know parts of it. There are things, if you would sit down and be quiet with yourself, you would find things that you would say, you know, I'm on this earth to do this. This is my purpose. This is the most important thing. And when you align yourself and your life with that core purpose, the tasks don't matter as much. The rewards still come, but your sense of self is not coming from the fact that you accomplished something. It's coming from the fact that you are. It's in your being. It's who you were created and made to be. So when I am in this space, I'm really good at making decisions that align with my core values, with my purpose, with what I really want out of life, and what's the most important thing. My decisions align with my why. When I am in a purpose-driven mindset, I'm also a lot better at honoring all the parts of myself, the spiritual side, the physical side, the emotional side, the intellectual side, that driven part that wants to accomplish things in my career. All of those pieces are more likely to be honored, and I create a better balance and a more holistic version of success. It gets so much easier to say no to the wrong things because it's really apparent. Something comes in front of you and you're like, you are not aligned with my core purpose. No. And you just send those opportunities on their way and you don't worry that you're missing out on something. It is also so much easier to say yes to things that come your way, even when they're terrifying. In the spring of this year, I had a friend call me and reach out with basically a business proposal that was terrifying. And I knew that it was going to be hard. But the reason why I said yes was because I also recognized that it was aligned with my purpose. And that even though it was going to be hard in the short term, in the long term, it was going to make it so much easier for me to be able to do the things that had been a part of my vision of myself and my life for years and years and years. Besties, I want you to know that I get that this journey is hard, but I also want you to know that I believe in you because I have so many times seen women do amazing things in challenging circumstances. So whatever your circumstances are, I know that you can make this work. I encourage you to stop focusing so much on all of the daily to-dos. That is not how we want to measure our life with little items we can cross off on a checklist. I encourage you to continue accomplishing things, but remove your value from it. And remember that your value does not go up or down, no matter what type of results that you are creating. And I encourage you to take some time to get aligned with what your purpose is, and then create that mindset that is purpose-driven, where we are always focusing on the why and where we're going and what is the meaning behind us being alive at this point in time and engaging with the people that we're engaging with. There is purpose to everything that we do. And as you structure your life that way, you will continue to have success, but your success won't have so many stopping points. and you will enjoy the journey so much more. Thank you so much for watching. I would love for you, now that we've talked about purpose-driven mindset, I'd love for you to go check out time management tips for working moms. And I hope that that is super helpful for you. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, besties.